Well, hi and welcome to my shop here on Friday, May 7th. So, I ended up with the conclusion that the one of the IF transformers is in trouble. And that's a bad finding. That's not what you want to find out with one of these radios. So the first thing I want to do, and I really have to do, is convince myself or find out more about this problem. It could be the kind of thing that could end the life of this radio. It's possible. It's intermittent. It appears to be intermittent. It seems to be works really well. Really doesn't work at all. Those are the two. Those are the two situations here. If I should get it stuck in the doesn't work at all position, then it's over for this radio. And I don't want that to happen. So what is probably going on, and I'm just taking wild guesses here really, not wild, I'm taking guesses here, some kind of short circuit or open circuit in the windings of the IF transformer coils. More likely than that is a fault where the wire of the coil is connected to the terminal of the transformer. They usually have terminals that you bring the radio wires to connect to the coil wires inside. It was touching and tapping, and especially touching with a metal object, one of those terminals that seemed to change the state of the radio. And on that note, and I've encountered this a number of times while I'm working on radios here on video, and I've encountered it throughout my life. These weird situations where something doesn't work and you just touch it usually with a metal object, test lead or something like that. You just touch it and it starts working again. And I've never really known for sure what these things are that are happening. I imagined it to be a near short, a near open circuit, something of that sort, where tiny distances are involved and little shocks given to the circuit can upset the balance of these shorts or open circuits or something like that. This kind of situation I think only goes one way. It just gets worse, doesn't get better. So I could anticipate if I don't do anything with this radio, eventually it'll just be unusable. It may be unusable already because I turn it on, it may work, I turn it on, it may not work. So what I plan to do is try to convince myself what the problem is as much as I can without doing a lot to the radio to find out. For instance, I don't want to take out the transformer and work on it outside the radio. Once you remove one of these things, you've probably introduced 5 more potential serious problems that you're going to have to handle. So I really don't want to do that. One of the easy things to try here is just to resolder all the wires on the terminals of the transformer. That might extend some heat up into the transformer, run up along the terminal metal, get inside. What that would do, who knows? It would be a disturbance of some sort. And my concern here is this kind of problem only gets worse. So if you disturb it, it's just going to get worse. That's what I think. Don't really know though. I really don't know. Another thing to do would be to remove all the wires from the terminals of the transformer without taking it out of the radio. Although pretty much by that point, you may as well take it out. And remove all the wires and then apply tests to the terminals. So what would you find out there? Well, you expect some kind of resistance through the coil, so you'd be measuring that. Let's just take a guess. It's 300 ohms. And maybe it will suddenly shoot upwards, hey, there's an open circuit, or maybe it goes downwards, or that's a real long shot to do that kind of testing. I think there's got to be a lot of things I can do ahead of that before removing wires or anything of that sort. The primary one is turn on the radio. Now, one of the and see what happens today. Maybe the problem's gone. So when we look at the diagram here, the transformer involved is the first transformer, which is interesting. Interesting in the idea that you could be monitoring the signals at V3 and discover what's happening ahead of V3, which is only this transformer. when I'm looking at AVC voltage and things like that, it also involves the other transformer. So that doesn't really reveal where the problem is. It certainly appears to be in this transformer. What other nifty things could we do? In terms of detecting its state, it's fairly obvious most of the time what the state is, because either it's making sound out of the speaker or it's really not, unless you turn the volume all the way up. So that's really pretty easy to tell when the problem occurs. One of the things that happens here with these transformers is they run the plate voltage through the primary side for the tube ahead of it. So the plate current goes through the primary coil. If that coil is going open circuit, then the plate voltage would be interrupted. And you would see a loss of plate voltage here, which would also cause a significant loss of signal through the radio, which is kind of what happens. So maybe that's a really good test. We'll monitor the plate voltage and watch for it to fail. That's a good idea. I like that one. Another one, what if the problem's on the secondary side? Well, the problem would develop, the sound would disappear, but the plate voltage would remain, meaning the primary is still continuous. I like that idea. I'm going to set up for that. I'm going to set up so we can keep an eye on the plate voltage of the V2 while everything else is going on. And the moment the problem occurs, we can observe the plate voltage, and that'll answer some questions right there. That'll help focus down where the problem is or isn't. Well, thank you for listening to all that. I think I got a plan now. I'll get everything set up to do that. Okay, I think I'm ready to start it up and give it a go. So I've got this meter ready to monitor the B plus on the IF amplifier. You know what? That's not right. That's not right. That's not the right tube. You picked the wrong tube. The IF amplifier is not the one whose plate is going to be interrupted. It's V2 from the 6K8. Oh, thanks for pointing that out. Okay, I'll sort that out and get the monitor the right tube. Okay, so what I've realized now is the plate wire for the tube that I want to monitor is exactly the same wire I tapped and triggered the event. So, wow, that's a hint that I'm right on the money here with the open circuit in the primary of the IF transformer, intermittent open circuit. So I'm going to clip onto that spot here. Good enough. And we'll monitor that. Okay, voltmeter connected to, I've used two green clip leads here. So that'll be the plate of the 6K8 getting its plate voltage through the transformer that I think is failing. I don't think it's failing. It may be failing. I don't know what to think. This has the AVC on it, so we can measure that using the other voltmeter over here. Plus, we're going to double check whatever this one says. We're going to check on this one and make sure they jive. Everything is ready to go here, I'm pretty sure. Volume up just a little bit. Switch is off right now. Okay, power on. Power on. Dim bulbs. Looks good. Full blast. So this is on the it's on the 500 volt scale. Wow, that rose all the way up to, oh my gosh, 375 volts on here. Now it's relaxed back to 250.
close to anchor, abounding in love, and truth, and faithfulness, maintaining love, forgiving wickedness,
Doesn't sound right.
sin, yet does not leave the guilty unpunished.
So
This is who God is.
yeah, we're listening to shortwave radio now.
Tell me 5 things about you. I'm going to listen to
Clearly the radio is operating.
you. You can
No,
listen to me.
you know what? I don't think it's operating. I think it's half off. I said it was in 2 states. Now I think there's one in the middle. This raises an opportunity now. I'm trying to keep my eye on this while I do everything, but it is moving. Let's double check this against this meter first. 250. 250. Okay. Peanut, this is not the right time. Yeah, he's been outside almost all morning. Okay, so now we're stuck with, is the radio in the good state, or is it in the bad state, or is it somewhere in the middle where it appears to be now? If it's in the middle, it's an opportunity to poke. And I'm going to poke. Well, let's do this first. Let's get rid of this.
He's provided Jesus. By the way, I think Corinthians says Jesus is God's gift in the world. Compassion, and he's very patient with us. Remembering Peter, where is this coming? I've heard the second coming. And Peter says, remember, God is not
Please,
willing
Peanut.
concerning his promise.
Wait now.
But God is not willing
Now, he
that
says.
any should perish. So he's very
Okay, well, I'm just going to leave this operating
I was
and
talking
go
to our friend Sean Finnegan one time, especially about
mess around with my cat.
LGBT stuff.
And when I come back, maybe it won't be working.
Sexes have they come up with now?
And just make note of the time here. 10:30 is what it is. 10:30.
Made them male and female. And he says, even if someone
Okay, that was a long session with my sleepy cat. The time now is, oh gosh, a lot of time's gone by. I don't hear anything. She's gone bonkers. This meter's disconnected. Let me connect it. Okay, so B plus still on the plate of the tube I was concerned about. So that suggests now the primary side of this transformer is good. That raises questions about the secondary side. It also is there a signal on the plate here? So this was tuned into a station before. Still tuned there, but the station may not be there. Oh yeah, great, bump the tuning. So the station may still be hearable in this radio. We just listened earlier on, so I'm going to turn on my tracer here. So lots of difficulties using this tracer. It's not suitable for high frequency. It's just meant for broadcast frequencies. So what can I do with it? We're tuned to shortwave. I could just go on the other band. But let's not. Let's leave it here for now. If the radio was producing a 455 signal, I think we'd hear it coming out of the speaker. It's not, so that's not there. We just assume that's not there. And put the scope on it. Well, I've turned on the signal tracer, so let's fool with that a little bit. I've only got a few minutes before I've got to go. So we're tuned to 455 right now. Let's let's just use it where it is. What do we get? Let's go up here. This is not how you use this instrument, by the way. Like, things just can't get weirder, can they? Now that sound, that interference sound, is a regular sound I hear in my shop. Once in a while, I hear it do just what you heard. Just go away. I have no idea what it is. Gone now. Radio's still gone. What should I do with this thing I got in my hand? I can't really do anything with it. I can't really do anything with it. If there was a signal on the plate here, and the local oscillator is operating, which I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know. Nope, that's not helping. That's not helping. Yeah, I'm really stuck here. I'm feeling time pressure. I want to know what's wrong. I want to know where the wrongness is. I want to know it's somewhere I can easily fix it. Let's fire up the oscilloscope here and just see what I can find out. Okay. Oscilloscope. Well, let's just put it right on the plate where the B plus is being measured. That'd be the easiest thing to do. We can do that right here. A little click come out of the radio when I did that. There's the thing. Let me change the lights here. There is the thing. There. Okay, so what you see in the camera is what I see with my eyes. Let's speed it up just a wee bit here. Now, what's this mean? Is that working? I mean, we can't hear it right now. Plate of this tube, you know, if there's a signal there, it should be 455. Or there should be a 455 signal there. I've convinced myself there isn't without actually sniffing it out. Let's do that. I'm making a mistake here. Okay, so we're tuned to 455. Oh, there's the clicky thing. What the heck is that? From the signal generator cord? Oh, that's the antenna cord. That's not a signal generator. That's what's on my antenna. So one possibility is this is static electricity on my antenna, outdoors, jumping over at some point. It's possible that's what this is. Gone now. That would explain the strange nature of it. You never know when it's going to come. It has that funny sound, the rate goes up and down. It's weird. I bet you that's what it is. Static discharge on my antenna. Okay, getting back to what I was going to try to do here, which is listen for the IF signal. And it's going to be, again, on this wire. I'm gonna stick this probe up in the radio here. No, I'm not. It's too dark. Okay, I'm going to grab this. I gotta kind of handle the volume here at the same time. Whew. Okay. Kind of sounds like a radio fading in and out. Let me clip right on there, so I don't have to hold this on anymore. So that's what a wire sounds like. Okay. Sounds a little different. Now, are we listening to a radio? Wouldn't seem like it, would it? This is on the plate. Let's go to broadcast band here. Oh, right, volume's here now. Oh, that's off. That's the wrong control, Jen. Well, that sounds loud. Oh, yeah, okay, it's over here. Okay, turn down the tracer, which has got a whopper of a signal on it. Okay, turn up the radio. Well, that doesn't sound like a radio to me. And that clicking should be a lot louder. It's coming from the antenna here, as we now know. So it's still in the not working mode. We're in the not working mode. So I'm going to try to pump a signal in from the signal generator. I can barely remember why am I even doing this? I don't even remember. Where are we on the dial? We're roundabout the middle. Let's go up to the higher end here. Okay, maybe right here. And the output from this is hanging over here. I want to stick it on the antenna. I'm going to take the outdoor antenna off. Goodbye to all that noise. Hello, signal generator. Hello, hello. Okay, see if we can find this now. I better just give it. There it is. So, funny thing, it's coming out of the. If you watch, can you see the magic eye on? So now, it looks like where this is receiving the signal on the radio is working well, but what's coming out of the speaker is next to nothing, and the volume is full on this radio. So now, all you're listening to is that guy. And this is padded down with a attenuator too, so lots of signal there. Okay, so we have lots of signal on the primary side of the transformer. That's what this is telling me. So again, primary side not losing its B+. Primary side has lots of signal from the antenna. Primary side seems to be okay. We should switch now. Is there a chance that I've simply deadened the radio by hooking up this and all this equipment? So we're going to turn it down because I'm going to move this clip anyway. Pull it out. Come on. Wow. I like sticking my fingers into a radio that's operating. We don't need to listen to that. I'll get around to that problem at some point there. Now, did we just... No, the radio is still barely operating. Now, I want to get onto the secondary side here. How am I going to do that? Secondary side, we should listen. We should listen because we're talking about 455 now. So we should listen to the primary and the secondary. We're not going to do it with this. I want to do it with this guy. So this is the primary we're listening to right now. Turn up my signal tracer. Where'd it go? Wasn't it? Weren't we listening to it just a moment ago? What happened? I took the clip lead off. That's what happened. Right. No excitement there. Right. Now, so we have a bunch of leads in there. It's pretty tricky to see what's going on. So the primary side should show a voltage on both primary leads. Okay, so we'll check for that. Okay, looking on this mirror here. Not quite so much light. First we'll go on the primary side. We'll go on the known high voltage wire. Hey, where'd the lights go? I just can't win here. There we go. Okay. This is where I was before. Oh, there we go. My hand is representing what's going on in my brain right now, which is everything under the sun. Lots of volume now. Hey, what's that? What's happened here? Okay, I'm going to touch the leads on that transformer. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop at this point because I want to think about this a little bit. It seems to me the next reasonable action would be to resolder these connections. In the chance there's just a cold solder joint and that's all that's happening, I would just resolder the connections, done. And but again, just I'm on the edge of losing this radio basically. So everything I do comes with the risk that that's the end. I don't want it to be the end. I like this radio. I have a history with this radio. I have an emotional attachment to it, which is not normal. I don't normally have feelings for radios. Okay, that's where we're at today. So thanks a lot for watching to this point. See what happens tomorrow.